since 2021. With the release of Quake Enhanced, Nightdive Studios has had a presence at Quakecon, shadow-dropping remasters of id Software games, or in the case of last year, id published games. So as we are about 2 months out from Quakecon 2026, I thought it would be a good idea to try and predict which game will be this year's remaster, going from least likely to what I believe is the most likely. This is almost certainly not happening. Strife was not published by id Software, nor do they have any intellectual property rights over the game. But it was the third pillar of non-id Software games developed using the Doom engine, so I do believe there should be some consideration, even if it is not at all likely. Strife was remastered back in 2014, and with Blood receiving a second Hex engine remaster, I don't think it should be counted out. However, since id Software/ZeniMax/Microsoft do not have any ownership of the IP rights, I can't really see it being announced and shadow dropped at QuakeCon. The last Quake game remastered by Nightdive was Quake 2, back in 2023, so Quake 3 sounds like the obvious next one. However, due to it being largely just a multiplayer experience, I can't imagine it happening. Even the PlayStation 2, Quake 3 Revolution, which had a single-player campaign mode, just did bot matches, the same as the single-player mode in the PC original. This is where the predictions could really go anyway. It's been almost 14 years since Doom 3 was remastered and almost 22 since the original released, and with how divisive the 2012 Doom 3 BFG edition is, I think it's pretty likely that Doom 3 could get a remaster that sticks faithful to the original game. With it, we could also get a new expansion that better connects 3 to the rest of the series, especially considering how close in time Doom 2016 takes place after Doom 3 and the references made to the game throughout 2016 and Eternal. Quake 4 has not been re-released since the macOS port in 2006 and is the next chapter in the Strike storyline following Quake 2. It would also allow for Awakening, the cancelled Quake 4 expansion, to be finished and released. Nightdive boss, Stephen Kick, has also said the studio stands ready to start remastering 7th console generation games, which definitely means Quake 4 is certainly not out of the picture. Despite this being the game I want done the most, I don't believe it's the most likely. The most likely of the games, I believe, is... Yeah, this should kinda be obvious. Nightdive's Vice President of Business Development, Larry Kuperman, has said Wolfenstein 3D is a dream project, and I genuinely do not believe it would ever be released on its own. However, bundled with a remaster of Return to Castle Wolfenstein and potentially enemy territory and an all-new expansion by Nightdive and Machine Games, it would be incredible, and an amazing way to bring back the series after the mixed receptions of Youngblood and Cyberpilot, and serve as a great way to hold people over until Valkyrie, which is no doubt the third main game in the reboot series. What game do you think could be Nightdive's QuakeCon remaster? Let me know down in the comments.